What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We are doing some ridiculous warships things. This is one of those videos where you don't do as I say, you just kind of use this as a warning. So we got code Zedmont over there in that shop. We're going to jump into warships, and this warship is back in 18. Thank the lucky stars. Now, I almost fell out of 16 doing this, so I don't recommend it. Anytime I hear people asking, should I go 6 engine rooms? My answer has been, well, it depends. How much do you like saving? And how much do you like losing? Because saving all the keys to go to rocket launchers was so painful. Yes, we got, is it 20 here, I think it was, and like 34 here, something along those lines, maybe 32. So you end up with 110 plus, like, you need like 170 keys, which is ridiculous. Plus, not only that, but you also need this building health back here, because bases without building health are a complete and utter joke, as many of you do know. Now, as far as the wins and losses, I am getting cleared. People are getting all of the engine rooms, but others are fizzling. People are leaving 6 engine rooms up, which is crazy sauce. So just be aware that, first and foremost, there are players with 100% more building damage. Crazy. There are also people who have gone back and gotten these mortars right here, which is probably to get that building damage. So I am going to add 2 more mortars. I'm also going to add that building damage. Next on my list is probably more building damage. This is not a fun way to play the game. This is just fizzle fest. It is win because your opponents smash their phone out of frustrations. Now, those green mines, I haven't seen anyone with green mines yet because lots and lots of people are using heavy chopper, rocket chopper, which is where my other account was. My low account is now my high account. I'll show you some attacks, but frankly, attacks with no flare. I think what do I have for troop damage? What am I at, like negative? Yeah, I have negative 30% troop health. I've got 30% troop damage. None of this stuff is super inspiring. But this path should, in theory, lead to success. It's one of those things where this is where 2 accounts on warships is required. 1 account for fun, Seekers, Heavy Chopper, Rocket Chopper. The other account for this. I don't even know how to describe this. Our opponent does not have a heck... Actually, you know what? This is a very balanced opponent. They got the building health. They've got building damage. Balanced opponents are less scary than other ones. So as you see here, I do have rifles. Those rifles have been somewhat useful. I'll show you what drop I've been doing over here. We're going Zuka heavy. That way the Zukas get rolling. Heavies are slightly faster. Heavy should draw the ire of that mortar, and then the mortar is gonzo. So that works fairly gosh darn well. We're gonna get you over there. Let's monitor this stuff back here. Let's get a heavy chopper. Actually, that's a Zuka, not a heavy chopper. Up that middle section, and now we've got that right-hand side engine room down, and these ladies and gentlemen are gonna walk on up into here. Let's get rid of that mortar and that shock launcher. Probably not going to get rid of either, but at the very least, this rocket chopper right here at shore is going to get an engine room. Huzzah! So we've got that engine room back there out of commission. We've got this engine room at the front out of commission. And now it's just watch our troops fizzle because we don't have flares. Playing without flares is like cutting off one of your arms or cutting off your nose to spite your face, or whatever the heck that expression is. So we might still win this on percentage, but my goodness. Nope, we're going to lose this battle. So going 6 engine rooms, really not suggested at this point. At the offensive side, maybe you got all the offensive tools and you can burn through all the bases, so it's going to add a couple seconds. There are some pretty darn good spread out bases. I'm not going to make... we're not going to get 2 more engine rooms. So I'm just gonna retreat. Ugly, 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 ugly. This, if you're looking for offensive tips, this account is not for you. We're gonna watch Baco from hell. They're gonna clear all the things using rocket choppas, probably with heavy choppas and or shocks. And the fact is, going into 6 engine rooms right now, not super great, because there's lots and lots of tools back here, such as shocks, such as those rocket choppa boost node. You've got extra doom cannons, maybe even brick. There's lots of stuff back in 5. So if you're thinking about going 6, this is your warning sign. Not super good. Sure, we're gonna have some people fizzle. I also matched a 3 engine room base when I was down in 16 and a couple 4s. Apologies to those people. Speaking of 4s, we're gonna get one right here. And this is because there are so many people in 5 engine rooms. I hope that makes sense. I see a lot of people complain often about matchmaking. Well, there's not a lot of people in 6. There's lots and lots of people in 5, and so at 5, it doesn't ever click over to match with someone else. I hope that makes sense. Matchmaking is based all on what's available. There's lots and lots of people at 5. That's why you get that match right away, which is why you never have to wait for a match. And as soon that first 5 seconds is all about getting that match. So if you can't get a match at your engine room level, you move to the next engine room level. It is that straightforward. It is that simple. Let's get rid of that doom cannon and that machine gun, because we've been sitting on GBE, much like people have been sitting on keys. Weird video today. I know. Speaking of weird, I had a different game. I couldn't figure out what was going on yesterday. I kept getting super thanks. First I got a super thanks for $2, then I got a super thanks for $5, and then I got a super thanks for $10, and then I think another one for 15. So very strange. I think that was the game either trying to get my attention to play that other game or to get promoted in my comments so you guys play the game. I'm not going to mention it because it's kind of a weird scenario where they're paying me without asking me if I am interested in their... It's a weird scenario, so I'm not going to go any further on that discussion, but we are going to... You know what? I would retreat right now, but it would take longer to retreat than to wait for our troops to die, I think. So maybe, just maybe, somehow we can finish this off, but I really doubt it. 4 engine rooms, still a struggle. 4 engine room players probably have flares and heavy choppas and rocket choppas, but their Vader is probably not super happy with me at the moment. They're coming in with heavy choppa and tanks. Now, I have seen a lot of green tanks on my warship this season. I don't know if that's because I have the green tanks or lots of you guys do, but I really do love to see those green tanks rolling out. It means that people are paying for the Boom Pass, which means that Boom Beach is thriving. Whether you like the Boom Pass or hate it, the Boom Pass is doing good things for the team, in my opinion. Man, we're gonna go like this. I'm gonna drop you guys up there. I am putting basically 0 thought into my attacks or drops, because either I get a couple engine rooms and win, or you guys get all of my engine rooms and I lose. It's that pathetic of a season for me at the second. We're going to get rid of that shock launcher. We're going to get rid of that critter launcher. And then just walking up and getting a couple of engine rooms. Ridiculous and silly, but viable is the crazy thing. This season has had so many different viable tech trees. It is a strange one. We've got 2 engine rooms. We are probably going to win as a result. I am not quite at the point where I'm going to retreat once I get an engine room, simply because it's a weird season. I am trying not to waste my opponent's time, but the fact that it says our opponent is attacking, I don't know if that's a bug or it's not showing a retreat. If you guys have details on that, that I think would be a great fix for Boom Beach to implement. I think that used to work and then it stopped working. I don't know what's going on. I'm almost certain that our opponent has stopped attacking, but it still shows them as attacking. So frustrating for me, frustrating for them. There we go. Opponent was still trying to dig away. We're going to retreat. Hazan, not super duper happy. Huzzah, we have won. Let's see what Hazan's got rocking and rolling. Zuka's out wide. That rocket launcher probably going to melt their faces. Trying out the timing. They don't have flares either is my guess. Flares are very high on my list of things that I'm after. I'm also hoping to max those rocket launchers. A quick note as well, if you do decide to go 6 engine rooms, do go get that shock launcher. And I know boom cannons seem like the answer, but shock launchers are going to slow down those Seeker players. They're going to slow down those heavy Choppa Rush players, and that is a huge chunk of players. If someone's got heavy Choppa, Rocket Choppa, they're probably going to beat you anyways. That is where I would suggest going if you're not sure. Go back, get those Rocket Choppas, use those heavy Choppas. Probably want to get flares as well. There's lots and lots of things in this tech tree, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to keep leaning into defense on this account, just see if I can just retreat before I even attack at some point. I assume that's coming. Like if we look over here in this task force, Knight Wada sitting there with 200% building damage. Just insane. The max you can have in this tree is 250, I believe. So he is just crushing people's hopes and dreams. But he does have those extra mortars. He also does have the extra rocket launcher that I don't have. Are his critter launchers are level 10? Let's just see where mine are sitting. I assume he's updated those. Nope, he has not. So Boom Beach did rebalance critter launchers, but not good enough. 500,000 tokens to do nothing. No one upgrades them to max basically ever, so I wish they would have added that third critter launcher. I mean, the balance is way better than it used to be, so I should quit whining and complaining. But we'll do one more hit, then I need to get back to dealing with my bank. Many stresses over here. If you were here last week, if you've ever bought a vehicle and had your check bounce, you know where I'm sitting right now. So not a good place to be. I hate dealing with banks. It is probably the most ridiculous thing that you can possibly do in this day and age. The fact that banks want you to send a fax, like what year are we talking about that people still want faxes? I don't know. We are gonna get rid of the shock blaster. We're gonna get rid of that mortar, hoping that we can get that extra engine room towards that back section. But those Zukas are gonna be a bit slow, which is gonna be good. We want those Zukas to be slower, but otherwise that mortar's gonna wreck their life. And now we just need to get our troops squeaking on forward. That shock blaster being gone should be enough to get a second engine room. My goodness, is this ever ridiculous? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, because I gotta say, I am not super duper enjoying it. This is sort of ridiculous, sort of crazy. I am gonna get one engine room down because I couldn't keep all... I mean, granted, I probably could clean these attacks up a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. If I get one engine room, I generally win, and I am not inspired by this account's tech tree, so I thought I would share it in the case that hopes or dreams that maybe, just maybe, it will help you decide how to finish your season out, because we still have 12 days left. Probably would have been smarter to spend and then go to 6 later on as more people go there, but right now at least I am picking up these cherry-picked wins against lower level opponents that just simply have been doing fizzle versus fizzle, and now I got the big fizzle in the room, so hooray for that. Let's try and do a little better. Critter launchers, these people with critter launchers are on the doorstep of 6 engine room, and I'm kind of afraid that I'm giving them the wrong impression that maybe, just maybe, they should go to 6. They're like, hey, I lost to a 6, maybe I should go to 6. No, don't. Whatever you do, don't go to 6. You will regret it. You will not enjoy it. It is not super duper fun. It is a strategy, but it's not the strategy. Let's get rid of this critter launcher there and that critter launcher there. You saw how long they did scout for, so they were already puzzled and wondering what the heck is going on. That is sort of a good thing for us. By the way, this heavy chopper right here, that is guaranteed to get an engine room basically every single attack. It's not a great engine room to get, but at least it's one. There have been many attacks where I have only gotten one engine room because that heavy chopper dropped late will just stand there and there is nothing they can do to stop it. So this critter launcher about to ruin our attack on this next couple engine rooms unless we can get rid of it ASAP. We're gonna pick up an engine room. Hooray for us, and then I'm gonna retreat the heck. You know what? I am gonna retreat because we have already lost. Our opponent has beaten us. We're gonna blast our horn on our warship right about, where is that horn? Vanan has eaten our lunch. I'm gonna go back to stressing here. Things are good, just banks are so backwards. It is mind-blowing. If you live in Canada and you deal with a bank that doesn't require checks and faxes and all of those sorts of things, I am now shopping for a bank after being with a bank for like 25 years or whatever the heck, whenever you just frustrated. I don't think a bank that works that way actually exists. But we are going to finish up by getting our supply chest. If you are a player who is used to doing high-level operations that has above 1,000 victory points, do hit me up in the comments. I would love to play Boom Beach with you. Definitely need someone with some powders. But players, I am still playing operations a lot. Other players, not quite so much. Not on this account, on the Forlorn Hope, but I shall leave that for another video. I shall talk to you soon, though. Keep coming back, liking, sharing, subscribing, code ZMOT in all your Supercell stuff. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Sorry for pushing my stresses onto you. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.